Gaslighting is a dangerous form of manipulation. It makes people question their sanity. The UK government uses gaslighting. They do this through media and official channels. This essay will explore how this happens. It will also discuss the impact on mental health. Gaslighting erodes trust. It makes people doubt themselves. This can lead to anxiety and depression. It is important to understand this tactic. We must protect ourselves from its harmful effects. The UK has a long history of free speech. However, recent trends are worrying. The government is increasingly controlling the narrative. This is done through subtle means. It is important to be aware of these tactics. The UK government uses various tactics to manipulate public perception. One common tactic is denial. They may deny facts or downplay their significance. This creates confusion and makes people question their own memory. Another tactic is contradiction. The government may make contradictory statements. They might say one thing one day and something else the next. This can be disorienting and make it difficult to form a clear understanding of events. Furthermore, the government may use selective information. They may release only information that supports their narrative. This creates a biased view of reality. These tactics are often subtle and difficult to detect. However, by being aware of them, we can start to see through the manipulation. The mainstream media plays a crucial role in amplifying the government's narrative. Through various channels, the media disseminates information that shapes public perception and opinion. Often, media outlets have close ties to the government. These relationships can be built over years of mutual benefit and cooperation. This can influence their reporting, leading to a subtle or overt bias in the news that is presented to the public. They may present a biased view that favors the government's position. This bias can manifest in the selection of stories, the framing of issues, and the tone of coverage. The government can also influence the media through funding. Financial support can come in the form of advertising revenue, grants, or other financial incentives. They may provide financial support to media outlets that are sympathetic to their views. This financial dependency can lead to a lack of critical reporting on government actions. This creates a system where dissenting voices are silenced. Journalists who attempt to report on controversial or critical issues may face censorship or other forms of suppression. Moreover, the government may restrict access to information. By controlling the flow of information, they can prevent journalists from uncovering stories that may be damaging to their image. They may make it difficult for journalists to obtain information that contradicts their narrative. This can involve bureaucratic hurdles, legal obstacles, or outright denial of access. This limits the ability of the media to hold the government accountable. Without access to critical information, journalists cannot effectively perform their role as watchdogs of democracy. The result is a media landscape that often reflects the government's perspective. This homogeneity in news coverage can create an echo chamber where only one side of the story is heard. This can make it difficult for the public to access unbiased information. In such an environment, the public may struggle to form well-rounded opinions and make informed decisions. The National Security Online Information Team, or NSOIT, is a controversial unit within the UK government. It is tasked with combating online disinformation. However, critics argue that it is used to silence dissent and control the narrative. The NSOIT has been accused of targeting individuals and groups that are critical of the government. They have been accused of flagging their content as disinformation, even when it is factually accurate. The lack of transparency surrounding the NSOIT is concerning. It is unclear how they operate, what criteria they use to identify disinformation, and who they are accountable to. This lack of transparency raises concerns about censorship and the suppression of free speech. It creates a climate of fear where people are afraid to express dissenting views. Section 6. Recognizing the signs. Are you being gaslighted? Recognizing the signs of gaslighting is crucial for protecting your mental health. If you are experiencing any of the following, you may be a victim of gaslighting. You constantly doubt your own memory and perception. You feel confused and disoriented. You question your own sanity. You're afraid to speak up or express your opinions. You feel isolated and alone. You have difficulty making decisions. You feel anxious and depressed. If you recognize these signs, it is important to remember that you are not alone. Gaslighting is a form of abuse, and it is not your fault. Section 8. Reclaiming your reality, empowerment through knowledge. Knowledge is power. By understanding the tactics of gaslighting, we can start to see through the manipulation and reclaim our reality. We can learn to trust our own judgment and not be swayed by the distorted narratives of others. Empowerment comes from within. It comes from recognizing our own worth and refusing to be treated with disrespect. When we stand up for ourselves and our beliefs, we break the cycle of manipulation and reclaim our power. We must also support each other. We must create communities of resistance where we can share our experiences, offer support, and hold each other accountable. Together, we can create a world where gaslighting is no longer tolerated. Section 9. Conclusion: a call for awareness and self-care. Gaslighting is a pervasive problem in today's society. It infiltrates our daily lives, often without us even realizing it. From the media we consume to the interactions we have at work and home, gaslighting can be subtle yet profoundly damaging. It is used by those in power to control and manipulate others. Politicians, employers, and even close relationships can employ gaslighting tactics to undermine our sense of reality and self-worth. By understanding the tactics of gaslighting and the impact it can have on mental health, we can start to protect ourselves and those around us. Education and awareness are the first steps in combating this insidious form of psychological abuse. This is a call for awareness. We need to educate ourselves and others about the signs of gaslighting and how to respond effectively. We must be vigilant in identifying and challenging gaslighting wherever we see it. This means speaking up when we notice manipulative behavior and supporting those who may be victims. We must also be kind to ourselves and each other. Self-compassion and mutual support are crucial in healing from the effects of gaslighting. Gaslighting can take a toll on our mental health, so it is important to practice self-care and seek support when needed. Activities like meditation, journaling, and therapy can be incredibly beneficial. Let us create a world where truth and authenticity are valued, where open and honest communication is the norm, where manipulation is no longer tolerated, and where everyone feels empowered to stand up against deceit and control, and where everyone feels safe and empowered to speak their truth. Together, we can build a more just and compassionate society.